Hi, I'm Evelyn Ackah from Ackah Business Immigration Law. If you're living in the United States without legal status and thinking about applying for permanent residence or some Canadian immigration category, this is something you really need to understand first. You cannot submit your Canadian immigration application from the United States if you are considered illegal or out of status. This is because Canadian immigration law is clear. You must apply from a country where you have legal status. If you don't, you'll likely need to apply for your application for visitor or worker through the Canadian visa office where you have a passport. So let me give you an example. I had a client from Zimbabwe who'd been living in the United States for several years without legal status. And even though she'd lived there a long time, she could not submit her Canadian application through the U.S. consulate because she was not legally in the U.S. The Canadian consulate could not take jurisdiction. She had to submit her application to the Canadian consulate in Zimbabwe because that is her country of citizenship. So the rule is simple. You must apply in the country that you are from unless you have legal status of some sort, even maybe if it's DACA, some status that's been recognized, or TPS, by the government in the U.S. Otherwise, you'll need to apply at your home country to finalize the process before you can come from your home country to Canada. I know this can be very stressful because many people don't want to leave and not know if they're going to be able to return to the United States yet until they get their approval. But applying while in the United States without status is not really an option under Canadian law. Trying to do so will only result in delays or worse yet, a refusal. I want you to be very clear about this. We also had another client. He was in California and he was under DACA. He wanted to come to Canada and come as a visitor and hopefully move his status by way of a labor market impact assessment to get a work permit. This was when you could come in as a visitor and do that. So we were able to get him an approved visitor visa, and then instead of leaving from the US, he had to go back to Mexico, which is his home country, and then fly into Canada from Mexico. He was able to successfully get his visitor visa. He's entered Canada, was able to find an employer willing to employ him under a labor market impact assessment, and he's now here in Canada as a worker. He was able to change his status and become a worker. So if you'd like to learn more about how we can help you and explore real options based on your specific situation, please feel free to book a confidential consultation with our team members. Let's talk about the right way to move forward so you have certainty and hopefully a much higher chance of success. We don't want you leaving if you're already settled in the US until you know for sure you have a legal option to enter Canada. Thank you so much.